Hey guys, what's up? It's Arthurs. I want to make this video regarding Shadowbringer because I've been asked a lot on social media, on stream, in DMs. So I wanted to give the game more of a playtime before I decide to make this video and all my thoughts regarding main aspects of the game. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, let's first talk about the pre-Savage stuff or the pre-raiding stuff. The MSQ. I really enjoyed the MSQ for the first time in playing so many MMORPG, right? And especially Final Fantasy expansion, right? I think this is the first time I actually went through the whole cutscene on one of my characters, and I really enjoyed it. You know, the first time when I skip everything, I have no idea what's going on. Why were we here? Why is he there? What is this doing here? What are we doing there? But after watching the cutscene, dude, it's so good, man. I think it's one of the best written expansion storyline, or I think it can actually even be a story by itself, like a whole new game by itself. You know, like what Yoshida said, right? Worthy of a RPG game expansion, right? Yeah, I agree. It's that good. It's really good. The dungeons I thought were all fine. The finale was amazing, dude. The cutscene after the final dungeon makes me want to tear up, man. But I can't do it, right? You know, 39-year-old guy on stream tearing up. That wouldn't be nice, right? So I held back. Oh, but every now and then when I go back and revisit the cutscene, I actually refantasia myself back to my original character, race. And it's like, oh, this cutscene is so good. It's so good. It's well written, very well written. The ending is great. And I think this expansion really, like, ends up this whole arc properly, right? There's no more leftover, not like Storm's Blood. Not like Storm's Blood, right? And then, which then bring us to the primals. I think the primals are fine. I like Titania. My only problem with Titania is that we got 17 weapons and you somehow still only drop one. I think that's my only complaint about Titania. Otherwise, fight is great, BGM is great. I think it's okay for first primal. And then Innocence. Innocence is great. Innocence is well designed. Innocence is a fun fight. You can do that fight 10, 20, 30, 50 times. It will still be pretty fun to try to play well. And also you get to play other jobs at the beginning, right? We don't have like gear lock or cap tomes during that time, so we can do whatever we want. It was really fun. Try multiple jobs, trying everything on the job. I think it's fun. Yeah. Innocence is a very good design. That's a good indicator of a well-designed fight. It's simple, fast-paced, except for the S phase. I think that was redundant. Nice tempo, and yeah, very good learning experience. You can move around, do your min-max nicely, and then learn your job. I think it's one of the best primal, I think, for an expansion beginning, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And also they drop 4 loots, which again totally opposite of Titania. Titania is 1 out of 17. This one dropped 4 pieces of gear out of 7 categories. It's just amazing, man. Like, they should do more stuff like this. Make it easier, right? Good fight, we will redo it. Makes it easier. That's great. Okay, next I want to talk about the Eden raid. Not so much to talk about normal mode. Obviously, the difficulty is just whatever. But I would like to say that it's great to finally see them bring the raid storyline to continue from the MSQ. You know, we already finished kind of everything we need to do in the MSQ, right? It's like a great closure. And then the raid brings the aftermath, like what we do after we finish the MSQ and how it ties to the MSQ. I think it's really fine. The bosses are amazing. I'm just going to go straight into Savage. I think the bosses are okay. E1S is probably one of the hardest entry level for Parks. For Static, obviously, it's whatever. For Parks, right? Especially your new expansion, you got new players coming in, new job changes. Yeah, it's really bad. Even up till today, right? 5 weeks after this video is made, 5 weeks after, right? It comes out, right? People still struggle. Like people who never park, I guess, will never understand. But I want to make this video, you know, 2 months after the game release, and then 5 weeks after Savage, is because I want to see how it feels. And my god, man, turn 1 is like one of the hardest turn ever done for new players. I think it's very straightforward. It should be easy, but a lot of people don't even understand the basics, positionings, directionals, healing part, because they are all the AoEs. Most of the AoEs are like HP percentage based. A lot of people didn't get it. A lot of people doesn't know how to deal with it. It's a nightmare to go through in Parks, man. Even today, even tomorrow after the reset, even next week after the reset, you're gonna find trouble. You're gonna be struggling. People just struggles with that. Nothing to do with DPS, nothing to do with playing your job well. Just can't even do basic mechanic. it's a nightmare. Now, turn 2 is one of the best fight I think ever done. Tempo is really good. I really like it. It's really fast, it's really straightforward, and it's really fun. Right? You get max up time while you do mechanics, and then mechanics after mechanics. It's really fun. I think it's one of my favorite turn. One of my favorite turn 2 in any raids, right? And then you have Leviathan turn 3. I think Leviathan is the worst, one of the worst turn 3 ever created. We thought Guardian was bad. This is somehow equally bad. Like, until you get to the key mechanics, right? The Tsunami 2 and then the Black Smokers, which then the fight ends. Before that is your Snooze Veil. After progging or after doing turn 2, right? Going to turn 3, right? You will suddenly find the slow down in pace. You suddenly hit the reset button. You like, oh, whatever, man. Just do whatever. Just go blindly. Just do whatever. Die, remember, get to Tsunami 2. That's where you start. I really don't like it. I think I did more turn 2 than turn 3 in parts. Because turn 3 is just not good enough. Not good enough turn 3. Now, if they bring turn 3 the way it is, exactly the same way it is, they bring it to make it as a turn 2, I think it will be fine. It's gonna be like Mega Sommer type. One mechanic after one mechanic. Slower pace. It will be fine. And then you bring turn 2, which is fast pace, and then you add in a few more mechanic, maybe some complex mechanic. I feel they can do better with that turn 2's time spell in waiting mechanic. I thought they can do more with that. Then it would have been a great turn 3, I think, anyway. But yeah, I thought turn 3 was really disappointing. Now, turn 4 Titan, that's a good one. Because if you look at the first phase, right, although they got no more door bosses, right, but if you look at the way they do the first phase, right, it's the hardest phase. I think everybody agree on that. It reminds me of Omega MF. It's a new concept, split the boss, 4 to 4, and then you got 2 boss doing mechanics, and then you have to do that at the same time, very fast pace. A lot of positionals, a lot of individual mechanics. So 8 people need to get to positional, 8 people need to go exactly where to go, orientation, blah blah blah, boss positioning, blah blah blah, where you stand, blah blah blah, where people go, blah blah blah. I think it's amazing, right? It's like, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of a door boss type of complexity, just for that brief 3.5 minute each, right? And then after you get to Titan Maximum, everything slows down, because that felt like actually the second phase, but they don't have the door boss. So it's kind of like a reset button. You start from slow again, one by one mechanic again, and then you start picking up after the second uplift, kind of a little bit, and then the final phase, right? I think at least it's a breath of fresh air, right? Not like post Halo World 2. Yeah, not difficult. I think Titan Maximum to the end was not difficult, but you know, they extend the duration slightly, you know, 2 to 3 more minutes slightly. And then they combine the whole thing, the door boss part together. I thought that was okay. I thought that was brilliant. It's the first time they do it, and I think it's okay. For first tier overall, right? I think it's well done. It's definitely better than Delta Escape. I think it's definitely better than Delta Escape. Now, do I wish Savage to be longer than what it is? Hell yes. But for me, it didn't really matter. Because Savage, since Ultimate is released, Savage is always, for me, right, already downgraded to a mid-core content. That's why I didn't really give a shit about Savage Proc. That's why I didn't really give a shit about how fast we clear or who we play with. I just want a brand new NA experience, fun experience, playing with Xeno and etc. It was really fun. Because Savage being Savage, you can clear in day 1 or you can clear in day 6. I don't think it matters. But I think a lot of us were really prepared because the Ultimate raising our skill, and then it's the first expansion. They dumb down some of the classes and they make it easier for first tier. And I still think it's better than Delta Escape. I think this first tier is pretty successful. It feels good as well. It's kind of like original. It feels good. There's a good story behind. Yeah, overall I think this whole raid here, I give it like a BB plus. I think it's amazing. Okay, the final part of this video, I want to talk about jobs. I'm a mid-tank player right now, so I'll just talk about tanks. But also, we have a lot of videos out there already about tanks, and also podcasts about tanks already, like Xeno's video if you haven't seen it, and also the mock talk that we talk about tanks, right? So I don't want to go so much into it. I'll just give some really quick thoughts about some of the tanks thoughts that I think, for me personally, right? A lot of people already covered the main stuff. I just want to talk about what I feel personally. So let's start with Warrior. I think Warrior is okay. every tank job has got one thing that is making it a little bit lacking or too much. But one thing, every tank has got one thing. Now, don't get me wrong, all the 4 tanks are super balanced, DPS-wise, mitigation-wise. I think all of them are very balanced. But for Warrior, right, I just felt like Storm's Eye is a little bit out of place. I think you can do without Storm's Eye, or you can just buff Storm's Eye or make it like a resource or a management that you don't have to really pay too much attention to, like Dark Mind. Eye is a pain in the ass, right? That's one thing. I think they should either remove it or extend it. And then another is Onslaught. Onslaught is great. The way it is great. I just felt like it's an oversight. They somehow didn't make Onslaught the same way as the other 3 tanks. Charges or don't use resources like Beast Gauge. Now, some people say the Beast Gauge is fine because it helps you manage your Beast Gauge, it helps you shave off a little bit. Then you can do stuff, right? But if you can extend Storm's Eye or remove Storm's Eye, then that 20 gauge for Onslaught wouldn't be really needing to make like a gauge adjustment thingy. So yeah, that's one thing I think they can also look into it. But otherwise, Onslaught is amazing. 20 yalms instant, great. I think it's okay. DPS I think it's okay. Infuriate, Inner Chaos I think it's okay. Okay, Raw Intuition. Raw Intuition is good, but it ties to Nascent Flash. Both doesn't need to be on the same cooldown. I think they can be separated because Nascent Flash, if you think about it, is only 3 GCD heal, not including off GCD. Just 3 GCD heal. It's really not significant unless you plan for it. Now, if you don't plan for it, like if you want to use it for oh shit, right, more than half of the time, it doesn't help you. It's not enough heal. You know, I think back about Inner Beast. Inner Beast is on demand, 50 gauge, on demand, heals, and give you damage reduction. That's basically what Nascent Flash and Raw Intuition combine. But why can't they let you use it separately so that you can combine them? I felt that was really weird. But I'm not saying Nascent Flash is weak. It's really good. I'm not saying that Raw Intuition is weak. I think it's really good. It's just, I just feel that they doesn't need to be on the same cooldown. I think they can be separated. That would be fine. I think that would be fine. Otherwise, I think cooldowns wise, I think all of them are okay. Home Gang is as great as it is. Everybody got a Sentinel. Everybody got a Rampart. We don't need to touch on that too. Everybody have a on demand. I think Raw Intuition is great. Trail of Battle as the niche cooldown, I think it's okay. It's really good. I think it's one of the best actually. I'll touch on later. I'll talk about the difference later. Okay, let's talk about Paladin. Nothing much about Paladin in terms of offensive capability. They receive new stuff, Atonement mechanic, and quality of life for Request Cat, instant casting. I think that's pretty much. I just want to talk about, are there any flaws in Paladin actually? Okay, maybe the niche cooldown. Like Warrior had Trail, right? Paladin didn't really have that 4th cooldown, right? You got Rampart, Sentinel, and then Sheltron. Yeah, you don't really have the... Am I missing something? No, right? So I guess the niche cooldown would be the 2nd Sheltron. The 4th cooldown would be the 2nd Sheltron because you can stack off 50 gauge, which you always will cap now. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? I wish they have something different, but I guess back-to-back Sheltron works. And yeah, I think Cover... Okay, Cover was supposed to be that. But I'm glad Cover became what it is because it was way too broken. Now it's almost totally useless. You can use it very, very minimal situation though. Usually used to cover, say, the DPS or the healer. Or maybe, say, in turn 2 when your main tank somehow got petrified, then you can cover the main tank so the main tank wouldn't die. You will take a lot of damage yourself, but at least the main tank wouldn't die. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much it for Paladin, right? Paladin is amazing. Mitigation wise, they got good raid utilities. So yeah, that's pretty much about Paladin, I think. Next is Dark Knight. Dark Knight is really good. Really, really comfortable. Not the best DPS, but really, really comfortable. Very, very consistent. In all of these fights, right? Based on different phasing and stuff, right? Especially in this raid here. You got your turn 1, your turn 3, and your turn 4 with really weird phase timings. And also mechanical movements. Makes Dark Knight kind of like lose the least. Easiest to optimize as well. Lose the least, easiest to optimize. Lesser to lose. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So more consistent DPS. Lowest, but most consistent DPS. The rework is amazing. I think I really... don't get me wrong, I love 3.x, I love 4.x Dark Knight. But this new 5.x Dark Knight also have merits on its own. I think it's very straightforward, very comfortable to play. Poster boy, everybody can play, everybody can get into it. Not complicated. Overall, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's talk about the good part. Simple, right? Not a lot to press. The Age of Shadow mechanic is great. Resources easier to manage. TBN really strong now. Just on the talking about defensive side, the mitigation part really strong. 25% barrier for yourself. Barrier is amazing this tier, right? You got turn 1 with percentage based barrier helps. Barrier helps. It doesn't do half like before, you know, 10%, 20%, 10% like before. Now it's 25% across the board. You can use it on anyone. You can use it even on your healers, on crazy AoEs where you rather them to stay alive and hope that they spend more chaos to keep the raid alive. Really, really powerful. Really good. Really like it. The bad part is it's just a DPS neutral. And yeah, the bad part about TBN is that it's too strong. It doesn't break sometimes in dungeon, auto attacks. It doesn't break, you lose DPS. That's the main negative part. But otherwise, usually if you use it properly, you'll be fine. But yeah, the bad part about it is too strong. And let's not talk about Living Dead. We don't talk about Living Dead. We talk about Living Dead every day on stream. We talk Living Dead everywhere. Every channel, Xeno's channel. Xeno probably can tell you more Living Dead than me. So I'm not going to talk about Living Dead. But I guess that would be the most uncomfortable part for Dark Knight being such a comfortable job. Now, another flaw, Dark Mind. You know, everybody have a niche cooldown, right? Paladin has got the second Sheltron. Warrior has got the Tree of Battle. Dark Knights is the Dark Mind. Now, it's either yes or no. Luckily for this tier is yes. But 20% magic only, I think they can change it to maybe how camouflage work, right? 10% and parry, or just even 10%, I think that will be fine. The niche cooldown being 10%, I think will be fine. The fact that now it's only 50-50 use in general, not talking about this rate specifically, I think, yeah, the one is not good enough. Maybe they can make it 10% overall damage. I think it's fine. Dark Missionary is amazing. Yeah, Delirium Blood Weapon is okay, easy to manage. You don't really lose anything in Blood Weapon. Just make sure you get 5 GCD in, whatever GCD, even if it's a man, you get MP. Even if it's Unleashed, you get MP and the gauge. So pretty straightforward. Delirium is just a simple 5 Blood Spiller weapon skill. It doesn't guarantee direct hit or crit like Warrior, but that also means less to lose if you F up, or if you misuse it, or you miss one cooldown, 1 GCD. I think that's fine. I think that's okay. Overall, I think it's not strong, but very consistent and easy to play. And strong defensive cooldowns overall, I think overall. TBN, man, TBN itself, right? Rendered, not using Dark Mind, or Dark Mind being 50% useful, okay. But I still would love to see Dark Mind change to like maybe camouflage effect. Yeah. Okay, finally Gunbreaker. Whew, this one is a hard one. I might spend a little bit more time. I love Gunbreaker. Now I know I said I didn't like or hope that I don't have to play Gunbreaker because of how it plays and how it feels during media tour. Seems like a lot of things to press, blah blah blah, doesn't seem powerful, but we know they will fix it, and they did. And yeah, I will say now I'm a main Gunbreaker player. It's such a fun job, man. Like, if anything Square Enix done right in the past two expansion is that they make Dark Knight great. They didn't make Astral Legion great there, I'm sorry. They didn't make Machinist great there, I'm sorry, but they make Dark Knight great. Samurai Red Mage, great. Now they introduced Dancer, which apparently is great, and Gunbreaker, I think quite unique and fun. But of course, every job has got its pros and cons, and Gunbreaker just have everything that you want as a tank, as a Final Fantasy 14 tank. Busy, not brain dead, interesting, good DPS, and then just like any other tanks, you got your mitigation. But I feel it's a little bit too busy. I feel like it's 1 GCD too much. 1 GCD too much. I'm sorry, 1 off GCD too much. every 30 seconds, you got your Gnashing Fan combo, you have to already press 3 off GCD already. And then after that, you have the No Mercy window, which is the same. More off GCD, and then more off GCD, like from Bow Shock and stuff. Right? This is not including defensive cooldown. So you press a lot of buttons. You press too much buttons. And then you have to press defensive cooldowns. Because that's how fights are usually designed. 30 seconds, 1 minute. 30 seconds, 1 minute. Your tank buster and stuff. So you weave in offensive cooldowns, off global, and then you weave in defensive cooldowns. That's a lot of work. Now, oh my god, others, you're complaining because you're playing NA. Okay, I do play JP Gunbreaker. It's smooth. I feel really powerful and strong and satisfied when I press weave in so much stuff. I love it. I love it. But like I said, if there is a flaw, right, it's 1 off GCD too much. Now, then this also brings to the defensive cooldown. Why do you have a camouflage just for self 10%, 50% parry on a job that has already so much off GCD? Why can't you put camouflage effect like Dark Mind? Why can't you give the camouflage effect to Paladin? Right? Something like that. Before we talk about balance, I'm just talking about this cooldown. Why Gunbreaker have this one more cooldown that is like on itself that is already so much of GCD, and then why don't you let other job have it when they probably can use it? Why can't you just make camouflage embed into Heart of Stone? Because Heart of Stone on self works 15%, on others 15%, and semi-barrier, right? Why can't camouflage be if you use it on... I mean, camouflage is to use on yourself anyway. Why don't you make it Heart of Stone if you use it on yourself? Instead of 15%, you get 20% and then 50% parry. And then if you use it on others, it will be the same, 15% and brutal. Why can't you just combine them? Why does it have to be... You know what you know what I mean? One more off GCD too much, right? One more offensive off GCD too much. Like, I don't think... Now, Bow Shock is great. Don't get me wrong, Bow Shock is great. I don't think you really need Bow Shock. Why don't you just make Bow Shock effect for AoE, right? Put it on one of the AoE. Why don't you just make Bow Shock effect on single target, just on the last Gnashing Fan combo? For example, I mean again, this is just me thinking that, in a nutshell, it can do without. Can be somewhere else. One less off GCD. Offensively, Bow Shock can be one less off GCD. Defensively, Camouflage can be one off GCD that we can do without. That's my only complaint about Gunbreaker. Otherwise, super smooth to play, very satisfying to play, very fresh to play, well-designed new job, I think. And I love it. It's my main job now. Overall, again, after all the comparisons, and again, personally, just my opinion, right? I'm pretty sure other people have more generic thoughts about this 4 tank job, but what I just said is mainly how I personally feel. Could be right, could be wrong, could be yes, could be no, whatever. It's just how I feel. But overall, right, I think the 4 tanks are in the most stable state right now. Can't ask for more. Any tank you want to play, you want to be a one-trick tank, all of them do capable of main tank, sub-tanking. All of them can do close, decent, good DPS. All of them have the same defensive cooldowns and or utility, I think. So I think, yeah, the tanks in Shadowbringer is amazing. I'm just gonna answer some off-topic questions I'm being asked. So just three real quick. So somebody asked me, right, what is my plan for Ultimate? At the moment, no plans yet. I do already have a group. My JP group is already a green light go, and I'll be joining them. But right now, the way I'm streaming or playing Final Fantasy 14 is just mainly, I would say, for streaming. Like, I played enough Final Fantasy 5 years, I already figured out the pattern. That's why for Savage, I didn't really care about fast, slow. I just want to have a lot of fun, new environment in NA, new people to play with, you know, get out of comfort zone for once. So for Ultimate, maybe I'll take the same approach. Maybe I wouldn't really try to go gung-ho about that. I still want to clear it though. I still want to play though. I still want to enjoy it though. But as for group goals, right, I can do either. I don't mind doing either. Although right now, I guarantee I can do with my JP. So definitely doing Ultimate. But I'm also looking for maybe sub options. Like maybe if Xeno wants to make another group, I don't mind joining. But of course, this time we would need to have people that have more flexible time. Because Ultimate at the end of the day is about time commitment. And I think Xeno knows that, obviously, right? So I'll see what plans he have. But in terms of group, I already definitely will have a group. In terms of doing it, definitely will be doing it. In terms of going hard, I would say I would be doing it at least 8-10 hours a day. After the first 3 days. First 3 days might be more hours, but yeah, we'll be go hard at it, and we'll have a group. just want to see which group I get. I don't mind fast or slow clear as long as it's consistently and it's guaranteed a clear, because it makes good streaming. The longer it is, the better. But of course, longer also means suffering for some people. So I don't want to be selfish and say the longer is better for me. As a streamer, longer the better. But as a group effort and collective effort mentality, I would say hopefully I can get a group that will clear fast, I guess. Okay, next question. Are you going to play WoW Classic? Nope. I'm not going to play recycled content. It's 2019. Life got to move on. I played before already during Classic WoW. I played until... I didn't play Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, but I played Classic WoW when it released. I got max level. I did the Molten Core. Been there, done that. No, can't do. Not going to do it again. Now, if there's a bounty that's going to pay me to do it, sponsor stream, hell yeah, I'll do that. But really go into it long term, nope. Okay, final question. Hey others, how can I subscribe to you with Twitch Prime? What?
Greetings! Have you heard about Twitch Prime? Do you know you can subscribe to Arthur's channel for free and attend the amazing Arthur's Con 24/7? Check out twitch.amazon.com right now!
Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I wanted to make a 20-25 minutes video. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be after editing. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully not too long-winded. I'm not very good at video editing. And as you can see, I'm just sitting here, just turning on my recording and just talk about it like a stream. I'm not even like super good at editing. So I hope you guys don't mind that. Just sharing my thoughts about Shadowbringer. Wanted to wait it out a little bit longer. Slightly too much longer, but really wanted to park more, play it more, and then talk about it as a whole and not just like one part of this, one part of that. So I just want to do them all together. A little bit late, but yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. But if you have any questions, you can drop by my stream and my Discord, slide me a DM, and yeah, I'll get to you. Thanks so much for watching, man, guys.